but is it safe? Because I know Nigeria, I know if you try am. By that time, I for follow the motor go Abidjan though. But instead of me to stop anywhere around 12:30, 1:30, 2 a.m. for Nigeria, waiting for who? I go follow that vehicle, go Abidjan. Maybe the next day I can return to Ghana. Hello sweethearts, welcome back to my channel. I noticed some of my clothing are beginning to, grab my body well. Some of my underwears are becoming tighter, so someone is putting on weight and I am excited. Even though the weight is not good for me, so I'm still gonna have to watch it, but I'm happy. It explains just one thing, that I'm at peace right now. Like, I'm finally relaxed. I'm finally settled. I'm finally enjoying my heart desire. Let me put it that way. Like when the minute you are restless, your soul is restless, your mind is somewhere else, you're not, 100% happy as you should. It's definitely gonna affect you, but externally, and I think that was my case. But right now I am settled. I am like where I want to be. I really wanted to be, and it finally feels like home. You see, I don't have to stress too much battling with how to sleep. I don't have to take sleeping medications to be able to grab any sleep. A whole lot of things, and I am very, very happy. Do you think I've added little flesh? Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, so I saw this video of these Black American couples who moved back to America after 1 year of staying in Ghana. Their reasons are valid, okay? Their reasons are valid, very valid, like everybody with their choices. But the truth is, we all have different ways of dealing with things, especially when it comes to moving to an environment you're not used to, going to places that you've never been to, or as a first timer, you're definitely gonna fall victim of falling into the wrong hands, or trusting the wrong people, or expecting too much from certain people, because you would do exactly the same for them, right? So you think everybody might be like you. And then another important thing is following your instincts. It's very, very important when your spirit says don't do this, abort mission. When your spirit says go ahead, fire down, right? So when your spirit says stop, make sure you stop, because sometimes when you go ahead and do it, you are definitely going to regret it most of the times. So let's watch their video briefly, then I'm going to share my story with you guys of how I ended up at Botiano. I know a lot of you might be wondering, ever since I've been complaining, why did you go there in the first place, right? I mean, that's normal for everybody to ask. And I'm finally going to talk about it today. So stay with me, and please, if you haven't liked this video yet, please hit that like button and make sure you watch this video till the end. And don't forget to engage me in the comment section. I like it when you do that, right? Also subscribe to my channel, please, if you haven't subscribed yet. And if you are my already subscriber, I love you, right? So let's watch this couple's video and I'll get back to what I want to say.
So we started with 3 of us. It was going to be a team effort, and one teammate didn't make it. It put us in a very tight situation, to the point where before we left, we were staying in the airport in New York, and we were really trying to decide, do we continue with this journey? Do we stay and say, and a lot of families tend to stay, reassess, regroup, and come back, try again.
To a lot of people that we know, it's very shocking, but to all of us, like, it has a lot of deeper roots. The fact that I'm living somewhere where I'm not supposed to be and trying to make it okay in my head just shows how crazy this is. Like,
we started as three, so we had bags and luggage and everything packed for three of us. We had accommodation for three of us. A lot of things set up, even financially, for three people. She had a lot of the documents and information and the budget that we were planning to come over here, that we all had put together words for. We had to figure out right there in the airport, before we left, how to pay for our COVID test to leave.
Yeah, so we had paid for those things.
We had paid for the Airbnb, the COVID test in New York, the COVID test that you had to take here, the Airbnb when we landed, all that was going. So we had to call family and figure out how we can pay for all of that and where we were going to stay. We got too far to turn around.
Yeah. It felt like we wouldn't get the chance again for some reason. It was kind of like a now or never moment. A lot of that did, I think, come from desperation of wanting to be in a place that we felt more free, and seeing him suffer through so many things, through like discrimination. It felt like we were escaping to some degree.
Everything that was promised and suggested was not the case. The school and the people we were affiliated with were not exactly who they said they were. So that did not work out well, but it did not stop us either.
Okay, first of all, I think the first mistake was proceeding with the trip. The first time the other person backed out, because I mean, you already had plans made for three, right? When the other person backed out, the right thing to do would have been to replan. Okay, you would just the stress of having to change your tickets, having to change the dates of your bookings, maybe the Airbnb you've booked that you will stay, the things that you have already paid for that you just change the date. It might maybe attract some penalty, like you might need to lose a few dollars to be able to correct that, but you're not going to lose much because it's not a no-show. The date is not yet there, right? It's not a no-show, and the date hasn't, you have not gotten there yet, so you had a lot of time to replan yourself, because for you to even be at the airport and couldn't tidy your COVID test, whatever, it says that you were really unprepared. I don't know how to do things, dying minutes pressure. I don't do well with it. I don't survive much with. When it comes to dying minutes pressure, I like to plan myself because I hate stress, right? When you get to the point where you need to decide, should I go ahead or not? That's where you need to step back, observe, and replan. Because if it's a go, then you don't have to start thinking of, do I really need to do this? You get. So now that brought me to when they had to go ahead, when he said a lot of things the expected were not what they saw, the people they planned with were not the people they claimed to be, a lot of things. I can relate. Now let me tell you my story of how I ended up at Botiano. Have you liked this video yet? Thank you. Now, when I wanted to leave Benin Republic, I was in touch with a Nigerian woman here. She is a mother of 6, so it's not like it's one small girl. She's been my follower on Facebook for years, for a very long time. I trusted her, right? And the reason I trusted her was, number one, I'm an online vendor. I've always been I've been an online vendor for a long time, since 2015. Yeah, since 2015, 2014, I've been doing online business. So if you don't trust me, how can we do business, right? So as an online vendor, your first stretch should be trust. You have to be trustworthy. You have to have integrity. You have to make sure someone gets what they ordered, right? So trust has always been a big thing for me. For whenever, whatever, whoever I'm dealing with, I just believe that, oh, if I cannot trust you, why should I expect you to trust me? I think I'm the only Nigerian that actually trusts people so easily. Yeah, we don't even trust ourselves, right? So I trust you at first until you give me a reason to question whatever you say. And believe me, the minute I start having doubts about what you say, everything else you say is gonna be an issue, because you have to prove to me. I'm gonna be doubting. Even when you greet me, I'll check the time to be sure it's still morning. If you say good morning, that's the disadvantage. So I don't like lies. So having said that, I trusted the woman, so I was like, while we were talking, initially I wanted to come to Spintex. Yeah, because I've been used to Spintex. I've lived in Spintex. It's somewhere I used to be familiar with, at least a little bit, even though right now a lot of things have really changed. But Spintex is still Spintex, right? It just got better. So I told her, asked her where she was. She said she was at Wager, line number 1. I've never been to Wager before. Even when I was in Spintex, all those years I was in Spintex, I've never been to Wager. I didn't know where Wager was. So she made me understand, oh, it's not far from the Accra Mall. So I was like, okay, cool. Maybe it's another side, okay, let's say Spintex is East Temple, right? So maybe this one is going to be another side. So I was okay. I know a lot of Nigerians are staying at the Spintex. I didn't really want to be around where a lot of Nigerians are, unfortunately. But well, like I would suggest, it's all about navigating. It's all about planning yourself well. Wherever you find yourself, you re-strategize and stay on your lane, right? Initially, I had that phobia for really Nigerians and wherever they are, and I don't want to have anything to do with wherever they are. It helped me in Benin Republic. But yeah, Benin Republic was different because it's a French-speaking country. So it was so easy for me to find somewhere that I could really enjoy my pace. Akonville, there were no much Nigerians there. You can stay months without even running into anybody speaking English. It was just whites and locals, and I loved it there. It was really what I needed to heal from the pain Nigeria cost me when I left Nigeria. So I felt, okay, maybe Wager don't have much Nigerians, so it might be nice to try somewhere different, So I asked her, okay, how is the place? She said, oh, it's quiet, it's nice. I told her, okay, because this is what I want. I want somewhere quiet. I don't want somewhere so rowdy. I don't want somewhere that have plenty Nigerians. So I might want to get a house around the Wager. She said, oh, no problem, I got you. Like she's even moving out from her self-compound that she's staying, and she's actually packing few things up. So she's waiting for the person that was blah 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 so she can blah blah blah. A whole lot of. So she just gave the impression that, okay, I got you. I'm here. All right, I relaxed. I just felt like, number 1, problem solved. At least someone is there. So all I need to do is to send money, right? So, because in Nigeria, when I left Abuja to Asaba, that was how I did it. I just sent money to my then friend, and she paid for an apartment for me. So leaving Abuja, I was just going straight to my house. So I thought I could do the same here, because someone claimed to be here, and she's been here for over 3 years. Even I had planned with my Ghana son to wait for me at the Accra Mall with a truck, so that, because I was coming with properties, so it wasn't really something I could just change my, directions or change my plans, immediately. So I had to cancel that. I told him, you know what, don't worry, I'm gonna just go straight to it. He was like, Auntie Weja, but he didn't have any say. It was my decision, it was my money, and so he didn't see the need to say, oh, but Auntie Weja is this or this or that. You get, so he already knows the kind of thing I like, but he might be like, well, since Auntie has left Ghana for so many years, maybe her preferences have changed. So he didn't argue it. I sent money to this woman. I said, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna need to I need you to book me. I wanted to do this online. If I'm traveling, I usually do my bookings online. When I left Nigeria, I booked my apartment from Nigeria. My apartment at Fijirose, Benin Republic, the first place we stayed. I booked it online. I paid everything. I did everything online. I would have done the same thing online though. I said, well, since I have a sister here who says she got me, so she got me. My mistake. So I sent money to her. I was like, okay, just get me an apartment. I would like an apartment because I'm coming with properties, so I wouldn't want a hotel room that I'll now be. So I need something like a suite, so apartment, so that I'll have living room, have room, so that short stay. So I will just keep my stuff there, be there while I check out, do my house hunting, because I know the kind of things I like. So people might not really get what I want when it comes to renting a house, so I wouldn't want that. So all I wanted was to rent an apartment, be in the apartment, and then go my house hunting. She even say, oh, she has agent, it's good, it's even getting me a place already, blah blah blah. I said, okay, cool, but when I come, I'll see the places, the options, and then I'll make my choice. We got to, she said, okay, cool. I sent money to her. I said, okay, keep this. I think it was about 15,000 Ghana cedis. I said, okay, you keep it. When I come, you can, you rent apartment, keep the change, so that when I come, I'll sort out every other thing. She said, okay. I even told her to make an arrangement for a truck that would pick up our stuff to the hotel, apartment, Airbnb, whatever that is called. So we did that. The day of our trip, I was in touch with her. I was excited. She was even saying, oh, don't worry, see where I changed my plans. She said, oh, you don't need to really go and start getting Airbnb like that would be too expensive. I told you I'm moving, so I'm already packing, so I have a lot of space in my house, self compound, so you can keep your things, be in the hotel with your kids while you move into your house from there. It's gonna be better. I was like, oh my god, but thank you, my sister. I was so happy. I felt, oh, that was a huge relief, like, oh, someone got me, I'm happy. She was like, okay, we were in touch. She said, okay, when you get to Accra Mall, give me a call. I was like, okay, so that means the place is really not too far from Accra Mall. So we got to Aflao. Of course, I got a SIM, because I needed to be communicating with her. So I got a SIM at the Aflao there, and I called her. I said, okay, this is my Ghana SIM for now, so I'm just going to use it to communicate with you. My son has gotten me a registered SIM, at least that one, I'm sure of it. So I'm not going to be using this line for a long time, so just to be in touch till I arrive my destination, right? Then my son can bring my line. I got to Accra. It was raining. It was really, I got to Accra Mall, and she said, oh, keep coming. When you get to West Hills Mall, give me a call. I said, okay. Now, guys, I had to book Abidjan, right? I booked Cote d'Ivoire. I used a Cote d'Ivoire transportation going to Abidjan, because she was like, okay, stopping at Accra Mall, you have to get trucks and all that, be moving those things. I said, like, you know what, since that wager, the Cote d'Ivoire vehicles would pass there to go to where they're going, so let me just pay for Cote d'Ivoire. I didn't pay for Ghana, I paid for Cote d'Ivoire. I bought tickets for Cote d'Ivoire, and I spent so much for the properties I was carrying. So it was stress number one, lesson. So we're going. Mind you, these drivers, they don't speak English. They are French people. So I was just on my own. So I got to I said, this trip don't do, from the Accra Mall, waiting we don't drive, don't pass. Which kind wager? Where this wager they? She said, oh, you get there soon, don't worry. She said, you're gonna see another ShopRite, they call it West Hills Mall. When you get there, call me. You say, is it call you or stop? Which one? She said, no, call me when you get to West Hills Mall. I said, okay. Now listen, guys, for someone who is waiting, who is expecting you from another country, right, and who, let's say, supposedly your semi-host, because not she's your host because she's gonna receive you, but not like she's gonna be responsible for your expenses, right? What would have been the best thing for you to do? Wasn't it to at least be out or be ready, be at alert, keep your phone with you and stuff like that? Because if it was me, that's what I would have done. I would make sure that, okay, since this person has entered, I would be monitoring the movement and be sure. If it's the truck person, I was okay, Charlie, be ready, be on standby. The minute they get to so place, I'm gonna call you, like that. That's what I would have done. Let me know in the comment section if you would have done it differently, right? So we got to West Hills. I said, okay, I've seen ShopRite, West Hills Mall. I called her. I called first, she didn't pick. Second time, she didn't pick. I was like, Charlie, which kind of wahala be this one? I said, well, maybe she's asleep because it's really late, because it's raining and it's late. I didn't blame her for that. I'm like, maybe she has those stuff. Everybody has, the way they handle their things. So, but if it was me expecting anybody, I wouldn't sleep off. Even if I would, I'll keep my phone to ring out so that once it rings, I can hear. Anyway, the third, fourth time she picked up. I said, we've passed West Hills, so I hope I've not gone too far, because there's no how I would have told these drivers to stop at West Hills Mall, right? So she said, no, don't worry, keep coming. You will see, you will get to somewhere, you will see a police checkpoint. Is it checkpoint that they call it? Or, yeah, no, not checkpoint. What are the toll booths? A bit toll gate, something like that. She said, when you get to, you see a police toll booth. When you get there, you let me know. Then just stop by the bus stop after that. Hey, Chineke. It is night. We're talking about 12:30 to 1 a.m. How am I going to see bus stop, and how am I going to know where they go? I had to leave my seat. I left the kids. Because we were sitting, so I told them to relax. I had to go to the front side where the driver's side, and I started explaining. So luckily there's a man who speaks English. He was sitting close to the driver's side, so he was now helping me translate. So he was even the one that showed me the West Hills Mall. And when the driver, he was now like, okay, he doesn't really know where he has never seen any police toll booth, toll gate, checkpoint, whatever, but we're gonna be looking out for it. My brothers and sisters, with my waist and my knees, we don't condemn. That's how I stand for driver side. They look my front. Talking about this now is funny, right? But it was not funny that night. That's done. So I didn't see any toll booth. I was going. I said, my sister, where you say you they stay? Are we still in Ghana, or am I going to Abidjan? So we kept going. I noticed that we've driven almost 25 minutes from the West Hills Mall. I say, make you not be say I don't pass where they go. I saw one gas station. I saw one filling station. I said, okay, fine. No matter what, this is the safest place I can actually stop. So if I've passed or if I've not reached, no matter how it is, it no go pass I was calling this babe. I was calling this woman. I was calling. She didn't pick. I called her. So when I saw the first station, the signpost ahead, I now told the man to tell the driver that I have to stop there so I can bring down those things. At least they will be at the police station while I maybe look for a taxi or download Uber app or stuff like that. Because I can't, start, stressing or panicking over somebody who has disappointed. So let me just quickly make another plan. I was with kids, for Christ's sake. So I called I was still trying, and then she picked up. Oh, where are you? Don't I said, you don't do things like this now. I'm with kids and I don't know where I'm coming to. Anyway, where I'm seeing so first station. Say, hey, whoa, you have passed to stop there. I say, why? But if you had picked my call since, you would have been able to describe, because I didn't see no toll. I didn't know it was an old toll gate, a bit toll booth that doesn't function again. So if it's not daytime and you're not familiar with that route, you're not going to notice that toll booth. Do you guys know this? Is anybody here staying at Kaswa? So if you are passing, you will definitely know this toll booth is I think a tuba toll booth or what like that. Let me know in the comment section if you know the tuba toll booth. That was where she said I should. After the police station, after the toll booth, that's where I finally stopped. It was drizzling. I was like, God, please, this rain can't beat me. This rain can't beat these kids. What am I gonna do? But I didn't have any choice, because looking ahead of me, everywhere was dark. So it means that there was no fuel station again till maybe. So we stopped. They now started. So I got tired. So she said, okay, she's coming with the. Luckily for me, as God might have it, the rain, stopped, but just drizzling small, which was manageable. They brought down my stuffs, they brought down things from the, boot, brought everything out. Because the driver refused to drive into the police station proper, so he parked by the roadside and just offloaded everything there. Well, I just brought out my dining seats, kept it for the kids to sit while she said, oh, she's coming. Now, guys, you will not believe that it was when she said she's coming that she started looking for taxi. It was when she said she was coming that she started looking for a truck. By this thing I'm talking about, it was around 1:30 a.m. We stopped and we were there for over almost 30 minutes waiting for this woman. I'll explain to you why it took her so long to come out. Because she knew she stays in somewhere, Valley of Shadow of Death. That's what I call that place. It's so inside the road, it's so bad. You can never get an emergency cab or car. So it's somewhere that if you have somewhere to go, you're supposed to make arrangement with a taxi. I'll agree with him. Price is going to take whatever he's going to charge and to come and pick you whenever you call him and all that. Look at that is what to do, so that as soon as I called you now, so Koga, oh yeah, let's go. Even truck. Ladies and gentlemen, this lady around 30 minutes later, she came with her son. She has a teenage son, so to tell you she's not a baby, like small picking way, you see. I was like, I didn't need to start, feeling upset. I was like, well, I just told myself, Ella Chilaka, everybody cannot be like you, so just relaxing. Guys, let me give you guys another shocker. She didn't book for any hotel for me. Oh God. My sweethearts, you heard me right. This lady didn't book for any hotel. I got there. They came around. She came with a taxi with her son. I was like, and when we stopped, there was one truck. I think the truck was going to Kaswa. He entered to buy fuel. He asked me if I needed. I said, oh, don't worry, my sister is on her way already coming with truck. If I know, my darlings, she be for JJJ pack my things inside the truck. I just look for somewhere to check in, and I just felt she had done all that, so there was no need. I told the man to not to worry. He bought his fare. He proceeded with his journey. My dear, she got there with a small taxi with her son. I was like, I didn't see any truck with you. Oh, we'll go now and get a truck. Oh, it's not a problem. There are always plenty of them at Tuba there. Then that the son, we should just go get a hotel. Then that the son should be here with the things. Then with the things, we'll go with the taxi. No. She said we should go with the taxi, and then that the son will get a truck. And I said no. What will happen is this. Let's just, are the things safe? She said yes. I said okay, fine. Let's just go to the hotel. Let me take the kids in, let them settle, and sleep. Then we can get a truck and do the remaining thing. Because I was thinking, we're taking my things to her compound, like she told me. She said, oh, I said, don't worry, let's go first. I need my kids to settle first. These things can always. She said, okay, you know what? That her son should be here with the things, that we should go. And I said, but is it safe? Because I know Nigeria, I know if you try them. By that time, I follow the motor go Abidjan though. But instead of me to stop anywhere around 12:30, 1:30, 2 a.m. for Nigeria, waiting for who? I go follow that vehicle, go Abidjan. Maybe the next day I can return to Ghana. She said, oh, it's safe. I said, oh, thank God. Now, so we carried the taxi. I was expecting her to take me to the hotel she had paid for me with the money I had sent her. Color me surprised when she was now asking the driver if he know any hotel. Yeah, you're asking the taxi driver if you know any hotel. The kind of hotel a taxi driver would know. Is this somewhere I can stay? I was like, babe, hold on. Please don't tell me you didn't book the hotel. Oh, like she didn't know any hotels. Oh, she don't know any hotel around. So in fact, there was one. They told her. I said, they told you. You didn't go check it out. Since last week, I sent money to you. You didn't go check it out. You didn't go pay. It's now that we want to start going to look for hotel. This is not nice now. I said, anyway, you know what? It's already done. There's no point. I'm already stressed out. My head was banging. Thank God for the kind of kids I have. My kids were so strong, because if they were kids that, lobot kids, I would have even been more sick. So because they were strong and even, oh, mommy, it's okay, don't worry, mommy, they were stronger than me. So it made it easier. These kids no sleep hotel. So when we went to the first hotel, she said they told her. When we were even driving and going, I was like, how am I supposed to survive in this kind of place you're bringing me to? The road is so bad. I have not seen any car, pass us here. So how are we going to cope? How am I going to? I don't know how to stay in places that are not accessible, oh, my sister. So can we look, since you have not paid for the hotel, I think we should look for another hotel so that I can book, She said, oh, let's check it out. I said, there's no need. The road already has discouraged me. I need somewhere accessible. And so we turn. We go one. She's okay. The driver said, make we go check one. Waka. We go check. So as we go, we can't see one truck. We spoke to the truck driver. She said, oh, that her son would take the driver with the things. So no problem, we should go ahead with the hotel hunting. So we discussed with the driver, agreed on price. The driver started going to the first station to meet her son. We continued our search for hotel. My brothers and sisters, 3 a.m. we still dey waka dey find hotel. The place the driver took us to, very hotel wey be say na rug dey everywhere. It was choking. In fact, the minute you open the door, my breath ceased. I said no, because my kids were in the car. I said, me, I no go even fit stay here. How much more my children? I said, please, I don't stay in this kind of places. I said, let me check online hotels near me. At least know how I no go see for Agoda or for booking.com. There's no how I will not see a nice something that I like. She said, oh, don't worry, there's another one. And so we waka. 3:30, we still dey find hotel. She said, okay, beach where Coco Brite. Guys, you see where I describe where we stop? We waka the whole Tuba inside. But she mentioned Coco Brite, oh, the beach that they have. I said, okay, inside me, I said, okay, fine. Beach hotel would always be, no matter how it is, since it's a beach hotel, it's okay. We started going to Coco Brite. We drive the ones we saw one. The first one she took me to, she said, oh, she usually go to the Coco Brite beach for prayers, so she knows our hotel is okay. We got there, fan that was doing quake. No AC. The other room that they said they have AC room, they have only fan room. The one that has AC, the rug was choking, the room was, I said, no, I can't stay here. So she started getting cranky, more like I'm being too choosy for her liking, for my money, on top my money. She now mentioned Big Millie's. She said it's owned by a white man, blah blah blah. I said, okay, fine, this one that is owned by a white person it's going to be better for me. Let's go there. We went to the Big Millie's and they said, okay, that this thing I'm telling you people was around 4:30 a.m. They said if I check in by 4:30 a.m. that I'm going to check out by 12 noon, except I hold on till like 6:37 before I check in. That way I can stay till the next day. She said, no, how can? No, it's not possible. In fact, we should just hang around. We should just hold on till the 6:30 so that I can. I say, girl, are you even listening to yourself? So because I don't have to check, I don't want to check out by noon, I should still keep my kids in the taxi for another 2 hours, and we've already driven over 1 hour plus, and this taxi I'm going to pay him, right? So, and she knows the taxi, so I don't know if she also has a cut from the money I'm going to give the taxi, because the way she was really doing, I said, so I should stay another 2 hours before checking in, just because I don't want. I said, please, I'm already exhausted, my kids are. I was even expecting her to say, okay, let's go to my place and just relax. When it's 6:30, we can come and pay for the room. But she didn't say that. I didn't suggest that either, because I mean, if she had wanted that, she would have done it, right? So we paid for. I had to pay. She was so upset. I said, okay, please, did you bring the money? She said, oh, she needed to change money. But I said, why would you use the money I already sent you for this trip? Why would you use it and then you didn't change and keep it available? You know what? I didn't want to really. I didn't just want to be upset, because that time I was already too stressed out to even be upset. I said, you know what, anyway. And let me shock you guys. The main reason I went to that site, like I went to where, because she wanted, to take her YouTube more seriously. She needed some more kind of motivation, like, you see, when you are closer to someone doing similar things like you, it's easier for you to really get inspired or motivated to do it. She's been doing YouTube for years, right? But she hasn't monetized. She wasn't consistent. She wasn't serious with it, just like most of us. But then she kind of got encouraged by mine and said she really needed the push. I was like, okay, this is the best thing I can do for you. I will just moved to the wager and at least be closer, so I can be showing you one or two things. I paid for my own YouTube course, and I paid to learn one or two things that I know about it. So if I'm coming to do it for you for free, I mean, it's supposed to count for something, right? So she was the main reason why I even went there. Nothing stopped me from doing my thing. It's not my problem. I know she wouldn't do that. Nobody would do that for me, like move to closer to me so you can help my career. I've not seen it happen like that. People are not that kind. Anyway, so I had to pay for the room. I said, no problem, 12, I'll pay for, or I would check out and go and look for somewhere, because this place, the road is bad, is too inside, I can't stay anywhere around here. So I made her understand that, number one, from the Accra Mall, I've checked the distance, it is too far for me, I don't like this kind of area. And secondly, the roads, I have waste problem. I can't imagine having to, you know, come through these places with no taxi outside, all these things we were driving. It's as if once it's evening, everywhere is dead. You see, no taxis, nothing, like no Uber. You know, at least you go see one where they pass, we go drop person, stuff like that. There was nothing like that. So it was more like, and I don't have my own car here. So I explained this to her that I cannot stay anywhere around here. So if it's around here that your agent man found house, please, I'm not gonna take. So he should find house for me somewhere closer to Accra Mall. My sisters and brothers, she was so cranky, she was just giving attitude. And so I was now asking myself, what if I didn't change money at the border? What if I didn't have cash on me? Because what if I was hoping on the money I gave her, right? I would have been stranded. Anyway, so luckily I changed money at the border. I had over 25k on me, so I just had to, you know, check it, pay, so that she should change the money that morning later, right, and give me. So I paid and, you know, settled my case, and I had to let her take me to her house so that I can see my things the way, if they are kept where rain won't beat them. And so she said, oh, they are inside. I said, I want to see, not knowing that she took my things to the agent man I'm talking about, that she planned to get a house. I think she has her own commission, her own cut from the agency commission that the man would collect from me. So she kept my things at the man's place. The man's place is an uncompleted building that there are so many sparageras and, you know, what is it called? I don't know if I should call it lagoon or what, you know, like a flooded compound, right, that you can't even step in. It's an uncompleted building, so the floor is not tarred, cemented, so the grasses have grown, the water everywhere. So the man had this bridge he built from the gates, plank he used to create a bridge that he walks on to enter the house. So he had plank to cover windows of one of the rooms down. That is where this man stays. This was where this woman sent my stuffs, my properties, my mattress, my kids' mattress, queen's mattresses and things. I was like, why did you do this? You said you can keep them in your compound. Why did you bring my things? What if bed bugs enter my things? What if look at the compound. What if things crawl into my things and I'm not carrying into my new house? Oh God, I was so hurt. Like, I felt so heartbroken. Me that have OCD, look at where you brought my things. I didn't know what to do, guys. It was already almost 4:30 a.m. I was like, Jesus, what am I gonna do? This is not they've already, you know, packed the things inside the truck. I was just helpless. I told myself, you know what, the deed has already been done, so just go to your hotel room and freshen up, sleep. When you wake up, you decide on what to do. Long story short, I started when I didn't even sleep. I was not able to sleep because the whole disappointment and thing so I was it was so painful. So I was just browsing apartments to rent. I was just trying to get somewhere, you know. So they went to show me some places, broadcasting, you know, stuff. The first place I paid for at broadcasting. So what I did was I had to pay for a week at the Big Millie's, you know, hotel. I was paying almost 500 cedis for every night. So I paid for like 1 week. And so that I would take my time to house hunt. So the receptionist, when I explained to her the next morning, she was like, oh no, she now had to change that my noon checkout to next day. So she counted it for me because I explained my whole trip when we arrived and all that. She said, oh, so that was settled. So I was looking for house hunting was there. The man was just showing me houses around Tuba. I said, I don't want these places. Tuba, She said, Kaswa. I said, no, Kaswa that I've been hearing about from Benin Republic, I don't want to stay anything concerning Kaswa. I don't want it, right? So a whole lot of, it was just so back and forth. They were trying so hard to convince me to stay in Tuba. Oh, it's not like you think. Oh, I say, it's not about think. I am seeing this environment and I know I cannot stay here. I know I don't like here. I know my kids can't survive here. I don't know how you've been surviving inside this valley of shadow of death for 3 years, but my sister, I cannot. So I told the man, if you can't contact other people, you know, other agents in the other areas, just let me just look for another agent to, you know, get me an apartment. Anyway, long story short, I had to check out from Big Millie's to another hotel that I found at that Botiano. Now, when I found the hotel at Botiano, it had this massive compound. The reason I checked in there when I saw it was because I needed to bring my stuffs, put them all out. Son, be sure nothing has crawled into my things. Be sure there were no bed bugs on my bed. I had to be sure of, you know, before I take them into my new house, right? So I discussed with the hotel. I paid for a few days at that hotel, and I explained to the man, the manager. He said, oh, it's not allowed because of COVID, the infections. But I said, please, I can pay for a different, another room safe just to keep the things. He said, no, you can't put the things, your things inside the room and blah blah blah. So after much more, he's now said, okay, we have a warehouse by the building. I can open the warehouse, you can keep the things. I said, okay, please, I will appreciate that. So I called to go and carry the things. The man's attitude said, because I wanted to carry my things apart from his, because it was obvious that they were not going to get any money from me as per commission. So he was just like, you can't carry anything. No. I said, please, the truck driver that I booked from Botiano, I told the driver that I'm going to pay. Let's go and look for boys that I will pay money to so that they can come and carry the things. I said, enough is it. You know, I was just furious. I got really upset. I was just, so the man now saw that I was upset. He's a Nigerian man. The agent is a Nigerian man too. They saw I was already upset. He now said, oh, he doesn't want strangers, people in his house. That's uncompleted carton. He and the driver now carried all the things in the truck. I paid. Driver even helped me. So what I did, I took like, while I was still house hunting, I took like 4 days. So every morning when it's sunny, I'll bring out the mattresses, I'll bring out the things so that sun will beat them well for me, you know. Then I'll also take them in. So it was really stressful, you know. And then from the distance, I already knew that, okay, I'm not going to be able to move to Spintex now because I'm already drained. It was desperation that made me take that first house I took. Oh, it's a new house, they were just completing it. I said, no, I'm going to pay. I was the first person to pay for that house, not knowing there was a church opposite me, there was a pub beside me, a hotel that has a lounge. So they play the noise, oh Jehovah. And it was on the 3rd row. I was so happy. Okay, it's accessible, blah blah blah. From there I had to take I was there, I think 2 months plus, I'll be 3 months. I moved to the other Botiano, the other house, the last house I stayed before coming here. The day I went to see the house, it was beautiful. My heart desire, very beautiful, quiet. And it was on a Sunday, not knowing that, okay, church had dismissed and people had gone. I didn't know there were churches around it. I didn't know there was grinding machine beside the window. I didn't know, oh God. It was torture. And like the first place, every Friday I would go to the hotel to lodge so I can at least sleep. I was getting admitted for migraine every Eke Market day. I was taking sleeping medications before I would be able to close my. It was torture for me. But well, finally, I'm here now. I've gotten somewhere I love. Look at, I'm recording, I'm not hearing all those ping. There's no dog barking, there's no goat making noise, there's no roosters disturbing my ears. I'm not hearing those junkie bike boys doing va by the window. It's so peaceful. This few days, look at how I'm glowing. I've added a lot of weight, which I need to work on. You see, I didn't give up. I'm not gonna say, okay, because of this, I'm leaving Ghana. You know, I've had my experiences with some of the Ghanaians, which wasn't pleasant, right? Which were not pleasant. But I love Ghana. It's a simple thing. I love Ghana. I want to be in Ghana. It's all about keep trying till you get exactly what your heart desires. Like where I am, I don't have neighbors that people will be, you know, looking at. I have just one neighbor downstairs, a family just like myself and my kids. The man, his wife, his kids, they go to work, they come back, everybody's, you know, JJJ. It's so sweet. It's just how I love it, right? I don't say, okay, because of what they did from Tuba, let me go back to Nigeria or let me go back to Benin Republic. But everybody has their own way of dealing with things. It's all about going somewhere because you really want to go there, not because everybody else is going there. That is the first mistake you would ever make. Go because it's what you want to do, not because someone else is there. Someone did that when I was in Benin Republic. I wanted to be in Benin Republic. He wanted to move to Benin Republic because I was in Benin Republic, right? Because he saw, okay, Ella is there, let me move my family there. But it's not like that. Ella's choices are different. The reasons behind Ella's moving were different. So you don't just do that because you had a year of return, everybody is going to Ghana. You just pack your bag and go to Ghana with a lot of expectations, with a lot of, you know. So yeah, when you get there, what you are expecting is not what you are seeing. It's simple. You check other options. You don't come to one spot in Ghana and conclude that's how everywhere is, right? So when you check that it's not working out for you, you check other places. There's definitely going to be somewhere that, you know, would match how, and you don't expect America in Ghana. That is the wrong thing to do. You don't come to Ghana expecting the roads to be 5-star roads like you have in America, expecting the light to never go off at all, expecting everything to be perfect the way it was perfect in America, right? And we know the places that Ghana is even better than in America, but nobody want to talk about that. So you don't expect the system to function the way it functions in America. It's simple. You have to open your mind for culture shocks so that when you see, oh, this is how it is here, you adjust. If you can't cope, you leave. It's a very simple thing. There are reasons for living. It's valid. My reasons for living, no reason for living. I buy here. If I still find out that there is something that is going to be making me uncomfortable here right now that I'm happy, I move. I know they waste time. Nothing will disturb my mental health. If it's not going well with me, I leave it alone. They don't tie anybody umbilical cord anywhere, right? So it's okay for them to leave when what they expected no be waiting they see. Me, if waiting are they fine, no be waiting they here, I go check another place. Now so I go to check till I see waiting are they fine, because that is where my soul is. Ghana is home. My soul is home. I want to be at home, and I am at home, right? So that option of living is not there. That is how much I love Ghana. The option of leaving Ghana is not there. The only option is leaving that part of Ghana that I find stressful until I see where my soul is at peace, like right now. So if anything, if maybe somebody comes start one thing around here tomorrow that will be disturbing my peace, I go find another place and move. It's a very simple thing. This life no hard. Now we dey complicate am. Anyway, guys, that's my story of how I ended up at Botiano, right? I know a lot of you have been wondering, hey, but why Botiano? Now you know how come I ended up at Botiano, and I would never try it again, and I would not even suggest that. I won't recommend anything that exists for anybody. I beg. And I won't even recommend anywhere for anybody. Like a lot of people that want to come to Ghana and they want to move to Ghana, I say, Charlie, no. Visit Ghana, spend time somewhere, check around, be sure before you move. Don't move because I'm here. I love Ghana, so Ghana does no wrong in my eyes. The thing that I love, you feel no fit manager, you go conclude say I don't lead you to so just like the person that I trusted and came to Ghana, oh well, she later gave me my money after much English where I speak. She later went and changed wherever she got it from. She gave me my money, but it was a very wrong move. It was a big red flag. You don't do that. So if you can't be trustworthy, at least ask yourself, put yourself in people's shoes before you do certain things. That's what I always advise people. You see, so when people tell me, oh, I want to come to Ghana, I say, Charlie, I don't get suggestion. Just bring money. It's expensive one, so bring money, make your research online, book your hotel online, go to places, visit places you hear about. If you like it, then find out, make inquiries about rent and all that, do's and don'ts before you decide. Don't pack your bag and come to Ghana because I'm here. And no, the reason I love Ghana is different though. It's natural. You fit come Ghana because you define different thing, which no be waiting at the fine go can't get wahala. So this like somebody telling me find me girlfriend. I no try and find yourself by yourself, so that whatever comes out of it, you either enjoy it or endure it by yourself. You know, go put down for my head saying that because this video has gone so long, guys. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think I did the right thing by leaving Botiano? Do you think I did the right thing by not leaving Ghana? Like would it have been better if I had gone back to Benin Republic? At the time I considered that too, but my love for Ghana was greater than the heat in the world. So that was why I ended up, you know. So Ghana, I love Ghana. So every aboki with their own kettle, right? Everybody knows how they deal with things. So that's me, and that's why I'm here, and that's how I ended up in Botiano. Let me know what you think about my story in the comment section, okay? And thank you guys so much for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. You know I love you, right? Mwah.